What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner, and I have a question. I'm going to try to make some sense out of this. How can someone hate a person so much that they begin to hate everything the person that they hate likes? You dig? Meaning this. Say you just love chocolate ice cream, but you hate your coworker so much that you start to hate chocolate ice cream. That is how the liberal media and the Democrats hate Donald Trump, to the point where whatever he likes or whatever he mentions, they hate that, even if it benefits them. Donald Trump can say, I like food and nourishment because I need to live. And the Democrats and the liberal media would say, I can't stand nourishment. I'd rather die of starvation than to eat food just because Donald Trump likes food. Donald Trump can say, I enjoy bringing in nice deep breaths of air because I need to breathe to live. And the dirty Dems and the liberal media say, can you believe this guy? He says he likes air. I mean, like he really needs air to breathe. You know what? I don't even like air. I think air is so racist, and it's just so disgusting that Donald Trump have the audacity to just use it as a political football. I mean, he's politicizing air. That is how ridiculous. Donald Trump can say, you know what? This morning I walked out on the White House balcony and felt the cool, warm sunshine hit my red comb over. And it felt so good when the sun kissed my face. And the liberal media and the rest of the Dems would say, you know what? I hate the sun. I'd rather the sun just blacks out. I would rather a all year long solar eclipse, because Donald Trump has the nerve to talk about how warm the sun is. You know, he just discusses me with this rhetoric. That is how ridiculous they sound. Donald Trump's election has done wonders because it has absolutely revealed what is in the hearts and the mind of the liberal media and the dirty Dems. He has forced them to become not just anti-Trump, but anti-American, which they probably were that anyway. It was just subtle back then. It wasn't as obvious of how much they hate everything that America stands for. But his election and him being very direct and candid about what he feels, what he thinks, has driven them to the point where they have lost all charisma. They're not trying to be subtle. They're not discreet about it. It is leaking out through their pores that they hate this man so much that anything he likes, they also hate. And it has made them become anti-American, and they don't get it. See, Donald Trump sets them up very well. He talks about stuff that regular, normal, hardworking Americans can appreciate and support. And when he does that, the Dems and the liberal media attacks it so aggressively, not thinking that, whoa, hold up. Not only are we attacking him, but we're attacking the values and the things that normal Americans like so much. I mean, they're so focused on him, they don't see the booby traps that get set, which I don't care because it allows us to see just how corrupt they are. But let me give you an example. Had a buddy back in college. The man loved fighting all the time. He looked for reasons to fight. You know, he was one of them brothers that, you know, was looking for some type of racial comment that he could take out of context and just use it to get into violence. I don't care what you said. If a white guy was in the room and the white guy was like, hey, yo, man, that music that's playing is real dope. In his mind, he hear, you going to get a rope? Oh, it ain't going to be no hanging up in here. I'm about to go. Yeah, he wanted to fight over everything. Dude, man, I was chilling. What? All black people eat watermelon? I can't believe you would say such a thing. No, it's about on now. So one day we walking uptown. White guy and a couple of his buddies are walking this way. Out of nowhere, my boy is just like, you know what? I'm going to punch this dude in the face. I'm like, for what? I don't know to this day. Punches his, no, he pushed the guy. The guy starts walking away. He couldn't just let that go. Punched the guy in the eye. Guy stops, turns around, starts walking back the opposite way. My boy can't let up. He's following the dude, pushing him in the back. The guy's like, Didn't say nothing. Just kept getting pushing back. And we watching this and we like, yo, man, don't leave the dude alone. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. He's still following the guy. Guy walks, turns the corner. My boy was so focused on that guy, he didn't see the guy was walking right to the police station. He would have followed that guy right into the cell. That is how focused he was on this guy. And the Dems and the liberal media are so focused on hating Donald Trump, they don't see he walks them right into a cell, walks them right into a trap. And they fall for it every time. Think about this, y'all. He throws out comments like, man, you know what? Why not have a parade for our military? Now, casual statement, if they wouldn't have overreacted, it might have just fell to the wayside and died. It would not have ignited a lot of Americans to go, what do you mean we can't have a parade for the military? Only reason people became so aggressive about it is because the liberal media and the Dems demagogued it. And then what they indirectly end up doing is demagoguing the military. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, didn't y'all pay attention to what he's not talking about? Let's have a parade for the KKK, for the white nationalists. Let's have a parade for whatever. He's talking about the American military. At least have a balance. Just say, well, you know what? That sounds good. It would be nice, but maybe it ain't in the budget. But when you start saying things like, oh, this guy's basically trying to be Hitler, or look at him, he thinks he's Mussolini. Why don't he just go to North Korea today and buddy up with Kim Un? When you start saying things like that, as if his motive is so he can look like, some dictator with all his suit and tags all on him and medals, and he's standing up there proud as they parade nuclear bombs through the city, things like that. When you overreact like that and try to put this negative spin on it and this hidden motive, which that has nothing to do with the parade, now you expose the fact that you're so hatred towards him that you become hatred towards us, the country. When he says things like, we should all stand for the American flag, and the left goes crazy over that and says, look at this guy. This is a dog whistle. What does that even mean? He's calling out his base, that nationalist, white nationalist. I mean, if I was a white person, I would be so upset with the liberal media at this point. I mean, it has the way they portray this, everything's white nationalist now. I mean, you can't have a white dog. You can't have a white car, anything. All of that, everything is now, you know what, you're just practicing white. You're what? Is that white milk? Is that, no. See, for reparation, we want you to drink chocolate milk from now on because white milk is a sign of white nationalism. Why can't the snow that falls be snow of color? Why can't it be snow of color? Why does it have to be white snow? See, white nationalists. We need to talk to somebody up there about this white snow. Yeah, that's how bad it's gotten. So when you try to put a negative spin on stuff that unites America, stuff that America was built on, the foundation of America, family, religion, and what else they say? Family, religion, and God. He mentioned those things during the State of the Union. And the left tried to downplay that. As if these things are outdated, they're no longer pillars of the United States. They no longer help keep the moral fabric together in the United States, the family. So that's all outdated. It's back in the days when men used to come home and take off their, hello, honey, I'm home from work. Hi, honey, we're all sitting at the table and blah, 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 blah. They're making it seem like this was just 20s or something, and these values just don't even exist no more in America. When you try to exalt North Korea's sister, Kim Un-'s sister, and glorify her just in spite of the president and the vice president being over there, they're making her seem like a beauty queen and she's just so adorable. Look at this. This is great. Look at her. She dissed Mike Pence. She hit him with the face. Look at that face. I mean, all kind of stuff that the media is running wild with. And, they get mad that Donald Trump said he respects the fact that Vladimir Putin is a strong leader. I can't believe he said that. He loves him. Look at him, just drooling all over Putin. I bet they get together at night and play footsies. And yet they're up here glorifying her, all in spite of Donald Trump. That's all it is. It is whatever Trump likes, we hate. Immigration. They'd rather say, you know what? Forget the Americans that are being victimized by some illegal immigrants to come over here. Forget the fact that we're vulnerable at our borders. Forget the fact that illegal immigration takes a toll on our economy and so on and so forth. Forget all of that. Just because Donald Trump is pushing for immigration reform, we will demonize him. We'll say that surely he can't just be looking out for Americans. What it is, he's racist and he wants to make America all white again. And it comes across as anti-American. All the stuff that Trump talks about, he focuses on things that the common average middle-class American says, yes. And then you hear it in the news and out of the Dems, you go, whoa, maybe I wasn't listening to the same message that because they sound like what Trump said was like straight, like he got up like, everyone, I want to talk about how we would take over the country. Hell, Hitler, yeah. I mean, that's what you would think. You would be like, man, this dude is like a full-blown dictator. And when you talk about things like America first, which other presidents have mentioned, but Donald Trump mentions it, and all of a sudden, it's a dog whistle. It's a silent whistle to his base. You hear that, all you racists out there? Can you hear it? All of you white nationalists, I'll do it again. That means gather the troops and line up and just start riding the streets on your horses and your white sheets, talking about, we gonna take this country back. I'll be danged if I let other people run. Yeah, that's what they try to make it seem like, because he says America first. Yet you demonize that statement as if we should all go, no, I don't think America should be first. I mean, forget the fact that we live here and we pay taxes and we have to defend our borders and preserve the way of life here in America. I mean, why don't we put ourselves at maybe 31st, 32nd? We don't want to be first. You know, in the words of Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. Okay? Because this is America, greatest country on the planet. So when you look at the left and their absurdity and their aggressiveness towards Donald Trump and their hatred towards him to the point where everything that he says and does, they come back with, you know what? I don't care. He can say Americans have the right to live, breathe, and make a living, and they have entitlement to shelter and peace and happiness. And they would go, no, they don't. You know what? That's just totally inconsiderate to all the other countries out there that don't have these things. And therefore, we should just downplay our way of life and just live subpar so that we can make everybody else in the world feel comfortable and not make them think that we're trying to be better than them. That's what because he's an elitist. That's what he is. And it only shows when they attack American values and they attack stuff that's the foundation of our country. They're the true elitists. The ones that could look down their nose at some of the things I mentioned and say, those things are garbage. You know, those are no longer important. He's trying to highlight these things to make us think that we're so better than everybody else. And it's so revealing that they are anti-Trump, anti-American, anti-law and order. I mean, you could just go down to anti all day. All right. They're anti-intelligent as well. Okay. So, God bless you, and I hope that people do not get manipulated by the liberal media and the Democrats into losing sight of some of the pillars, some of the things that are important when it comes down to honoring America, remaining strong, remaining sober, remaining diligent as American citizens, remaining progressive. Okay, and I ain't talking about in the way of the liberal media and the left. Progressive don't mean, oh, we're going to let anything go in our society and we're going to make everybody like what we like because we're progressive. No, I'm talking about progressive as a nation, economically, progressive when it comes down to our military, things like that. Advancements in those areas, not the stupid stuff that they jump on board. We need to be progressive over making sure that the snails in Egypt have nice holes to dig and live in because those are things that we'll let them worry about. But nonetheless, I hope that we stay focused on that. That's my take on it. I'm sticking to it. And hey, I'm going to be honest. I'm glad that we're able to see the real motive, the real heart of the Democrats. You know, pressure exposes who you really are. They had no pressure. They had no pressure whatsoever prior to Trump getting elected. When he got elected, it threw their world into chaos and it exposed them. They lost it. They couldn't suppress it and keep it together and spew out this subtle garbage and manipulation to take us into a real watered down liberal society. You know, it was settled in. But now that Trump came out and he's vocalizing things that a lot of Americans say, yeah, I feel the same way. Then they're overcompensating. It's coming out obviously now. And we're able to see it. And hopefully people will wake up and say, yeah, man, they going too far with this. They almost had me when they made it seem all sweet and Fluff put a cherry right on top. But now I'm going, wait a minute, too far when you say things like it's not important to honor the American flag. Now you're starting to get anti-American. When you start saying things like honoring our military is unnecessary. You know, maybe we wouldn't have done it. But now that they're saying, man, this is crazy, it almost makes people go, you know what? Just because y'all think it's crazy, now we want to do it. Okay, I want to do it now. Get the military. That's what I'm ready for. Saluting. Let's get it done. Anyway, God bless you. You've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. If you like this video, hit like, share this video. And we'll keep this thing going. If you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. There are links in the bottom to do so. I also did an interview on the radio. It was in Minneapolis. It was a black conservative and a black Republican. And I jumped in the middle of that and stirred the pot. I think it'll be a great video. I think it's listed. I posted it on my Facebook page, so check it out. I think it'll give a lot of people who are in the battles of talking to their friends and families about politics a good strategy to how you can deal with people who are opposing when it comes to just conservative values without allowing it to escalate into an argument. It's the art of communication. You got to check out. I never let the guy get me into my emotional state. I always keep it simple, and I make sure I pull them right back into let's deal with some facts. Your tone of your voice, bring it down. Because a lot of people on the left, they will get loud when they disagree. I'm like, I can't match you with the level. I'm going to keep it right there. I understand. It's like when you call one of your phone companies for your cell phone and you're mad and you get that person. They always seem like they understand your anger. And you're like, man, my service went off. It's been off for like 6 hours. I ain't got no internet or nothing. I understand. That can be very frustrating, sir. Listen, what's your phone number again? They always calm you down. You be sitting there like, no, I want you to get mad with me, but you ain't. Every time I go up, you go, okay. So it's an art to it. So check it out. All right. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time in Kevin's Corner.